This secret tunnel could finally solve the ancient mysteries of a lost Mexican civilization. Sweat stings the eyes of archaeologist Sergio Gomez as he chips away the last vestiges of rock in the swelteringly hot tunnel. The dirt falls away and he begins to see the outlines of some kind of structure in the subterranean gloom. He's close to uncovering a secret that he's been seeking to reveal for 3 decades, and one that could change our view of history. Gomez was excavating a tunnel that had been discovered some 13 years earlier underneath the Temple of the Plumed Serpent. The huge tunnel is located in Teotihuacan, an ancient city that lies just north of Mexico City. Fascinatingly, the tunnel contains the remains of a shadowy pre-Aztec civilization. Very little is known about the society that constructed this majestic city of temples and pyramids. However, it's thought that settlers first arrived in the areas around Teotihuacan by around 400 BC, either as refugees fleeing some sort of natural disaster or as an itinerant tribe. In its time, the flourishing metropolis produced its own feats of architectural and artistic wonderment, such as the aforementioned Temple of the Plumed Serpent, the 147-foot-tall Temple of the Moon, and the colossal 213-foot-tall Temple of the Sun. Yet this period was ephemeral. By 1200 years ago, Teotihuacan lay completely deserted. No one knows for sure what became of the people of Teotihuacan. Some theorize that the city was wiped out in a bloody war. Others believe that the inhabitants may simply have drifted away and assimilated with other Mesoamerican cultures. Either way, when the Aztecs came upon the ruined city in the 14th century, they were so impressed that they decided it must have been the place where the gods created the universe. Consequently, they named it Teotihuacan, which means the place where men become gods. In 2003, however, archaeologists came a little closer to divining the mysteries of Teotihuacan. That's because in the fall of that year, tremendous rainfall washed away some earth around the base of the Temple of the Plumed Serpent, revealing a 3-foot-wide hole. Gomez, who by then was something of a veteran in the Mexican National Institute of Anthropology and History's campaign to unlock Teotihuacan's secrets, saw an opportunity. Sometime later, and with flashlight in hand, he abseiled into the crevice with his fellow archaeologists. When they reached the bottom of the shaft, they found themselves in what seemed to be a man-made tunnel. But the initial discovery yielded no clues. Both ends of the passageway were sealed off with massive boulders. Gomez, however, was tenacious. He was sure that the tunnel must lead to something of great importance, so he called in a large, state-of-the-art radar machine to survey the ground beneath the temple. After passing a year scanning the ground in the area, Gomez and his team had a clear picture of their goal. A passageway stretching 330 feet to a central point beneath the temple had been detected, and the mysteries it suggested were tantalizing. Yet progress was slow. Indeed, Gomez and his crew didn't gain permission from the Mexican authorities to excavate the tunnel until 2009. But when they finally got the green light, they worked with meticulous care, only excavating a few feet of earth per month. They even employed some android help, as 2 small robots were donated by a Mexican university to aid the project. Affectionately named Tlaloc and Tlaloc II after 2 Aztec rain gods, their small size allowed them to probe deeper into the crevice. The combined efforts of man and machine eventually paid off. In fact, over the months of painstaking excavation, the archaeologists had recovered about 75,000 precious objects from the tunnel. What they found was incredible: animal bones, statues, jewelry, obsidian daggers, and even pieces of human skin. But perhaps strangest of all was the artifact's arrangement. Certainly each object seemed to have been placed in a specific position, possibly connoting some ritual significance. But the strangeness didn't stop there. The archaeologists also found liquid mercury and mineral pyrite studded around the walls of the tunnel, which at some points shone as brightly as a mirror. In addition to the mirrors, the archaeologists discovered rubber balls and odd metallic orbs. We may never know for certain why these unusual substances were stored beneath the pyramid. Historians such as Gomez, though, have postulated that the mercury may have symbolized a primordial river in a Teotihuacan creation myth. At the end of the tunnel, Gomez and his team came upon a large chamber, which was stacked with riches and artifacts. Here they found more jewelry, boxes of beetle wings, amber orbs, and the bones of jaguars. Yet it seemed that there's still more work to be done. Historians continue to speculate as to whether the temple's subterranean chambers may hold the remains of one of Teotihuacan's rulers, and they have good reason to be curious. After all, there are still 3 more chambers within the tunnel network that have yet to be excavated. But while excavation of the remaining chambers may shed more light on the spiritual function of the subterranean complex, it's possible that it may throw up more questions about Teotihuacan society, because as yet we cannot read Teotihuacan hieroglyphics, and we know nothing of their spoken language. So as Gomez and his team continue to work doggedly to unearth Teotihuacan's undiscovered secrets, it seems that they're likely to just deepen the enigma of Teotihuacan. As historian and Mesoamerican expert Annabeth Hedrick told The Guardian in 2014, "I wish I could understand all the things these guys are finding down there, but it's unique, and that's why it's hard." Please don't forget to click on the button if you like this video, and share this video with your friends. Please don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell to receive everything that's new.